President Trump kicks off a nationwide tour as voters grow more anxious about affordability.
I have no higher priority than making America affordable again. That's what we're going to do. And again, they caused the high prices and we're bringing them down. It's a simple message.
I'm Daily Wire executive editor John Bickley with Georgia Howe. It's Wednesday, December 10th. This is Morning Wire.
Democratic Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett tosses her hat into the ring for Texas Senate, hoping to flip a longtime red seat blue.
I'm the only one who has gone toe-to-toe with Donald Trump, and there's a reason he's always got my name in his mouth.
And after several reported vaccine-related deaths, the FDA tightens its standards, but not without some pushback.
These were deaths, the data for which accrued in the prior administration. It was not released to the public. We chose to release it.
Thanks for waking up with Morning Wire. Stay tuned. We have the news you need to know.
This episode is sponsored by Beam. These days, everything moves so fast, especially around the holidays. It's so important to make sure we're sleeping well and recovering after busy days. That's why I want to tell you about Beam's Dream Powder. It's a healthy nighttime blend packed with science-backed ingredients shown to improve sleep so you can wake up refreshed and ready to take on the day. Dream is made with a powerful blend of all natural ingredients: reishi, magnesium, L-theanine, apigenin, and melatonin. And unlike other sleep aids, there's no next day grogginess, just great, restful sleep. Plus, Beam is a company proudly founded in America and run by people who share our values: hard work, integrity, and delivering results. So if you've been waiting for the right time to try Dream, this is it. Head over to shopbeam.com/wire and use code WIRE and take advantage of our exclusive offer for up to 40% off Beam's Dream Powder. With our discount code WIRE, you can get their best-selling Dream Powder for just $39. So seriously, think about it. What are you waiting for? How much would you pay for a truly great night of sleep? With our discount, it's just $1.25 per night. So head over to shopbeam.com/wire today.
President Trump is hitting the road to tout his economic progress as Americans remain pessimistic about affordability and the cost of living.
Daily Wire senior editor Cabot Phillips has the latest from the economic front. Hey, Cabot, so the White House making a new concerted effort to address the economy in recent days. What are we hearing from President Trump?
Yeah, since retaking office, many of Donald Trump's most high-profile trips on the road have been abroad, meeting with foreign leaders to lock down peace deals and trade agreements. But with midterms fast approaching and affordability remaining the top issue far and away for voters, he's launching a new nationwide tour to tout his economic record and address voter concerns on affordability. For years now, Republicans have dominated on this topic, with poll after poll showing voters prefer their handling of the economy over Democrats. But that goodwill from his first term has not carried over with voters this year, as Republicans now actually trail Democrats on the economy. And last month's electoral results in New Jersey, Virginia, and New York were seemingly a wake-up call for the White House. It's not just the Democrats won handily, that it was sort of expected, but it's the fact that they won by attacking Donald Trump's economy and focusing in on affordability. And now the president has held a series of meetings with his top advisors to devise a new messaging strategy to try and convince voters that he's taking things in the right direction ahead of the midterms.
And that brings us to his address last night. Tell us about that.
Right. Trump appeared in Pennsylvania for the first of what the White House says will be a string of events focusing primarily on affordability and other economic issues. Looking big picture, the reality is Trump is in a tough political spot here. On the one hand, we know he takes great pride in his economic prowess and sort of views himself as the businessman in chief. Simply put, he does not want to say that things aren't going great economically. But on the other hand, if he continues insisting that things are going great, he obviously risks coming off as out of touch and angering more voters. Keep in mind, a Fox News poll this month found that 76% of Americans view the economy negatively. Politico found that even 37% of Trump voters say the cost of living is the worst they've ever seen. Now, for his part, Trump reportedly feels the issue is all about perception and that Republicans have to step up their efforts to highlight the progress they're making.
We gave you an extension of the biggest tax cuts and the biggest tax cuts ever, even bigger than the first term. And that's one of the reasons that your 401ks are through the roof. It's one of the reasons that the stock market is at the highest point. So rent prices are down, dairy prices are coming down very strongly. The cost of Thanksgiving turkeys was down by 33% compared to the Biden era. That's the good stuff. We're bringing it down, and we're coming down more. We're coming down a lot more.
Trump also touted the progress that's been made so far to lower the cost of gas and eggs specifically, which hit record highs in recent years.
We're down lower than we've been in 7 years in gasoline prices and oil prices, not just the 3 states that I talk about with $1.99 a gallon. How would you like to have $1.99? That's the equivalent of a very major tax cut. What about eggs? Eggs are down. The price of eggs is down now 80% since March. Think of that.
The president also devoted much of last night's speech to making the case for his tariffs, which he says have already brought in billions of dollars in revenue.
Other steel companies are coming to Pennsylvania now because they don't want to spend 100%, 50%, 25% on tariffs. They're all coming in. It's amazing. You know, the word, remember when I said tariff? My favorite word is tariff. Tariffs are bringing us hundreds of billions of dollars.
Trump knows this issue could cost Republicans the House and even the Senate, and he is desperate to maintain those majorities to ensure that he can keep pushing his agenda through over the last 2 years of his term. As White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles put it this week, Republicans intend to, quote, put Trump on the ballot and campaign like it's 2024 again.
As we've said, always a struggle in midterms to keep that edge for the party in power. Cabot, thanks so much for reporting.
Absolutely.
Cold mornings, holiday plans, this is when I need my wardrobe to just work. That's why I'm all about our sponsor, Quince. They make it easy to look sharp, feel good, and find gifts that last. Quince makes all the essentials that every guy actually needs. Think Mongolian cashmere sweaters for just $50, Italian wool coats that look and feel designer, and denim and chinos that fit just right. Their outerwear lineup is seriously impressive too, with down jackets, wool top coats, and leather styles that are actually built to last. By cutting out the middlemen and traditional markups, Quince delivers the same quality you'd find in luxury brands at a fraction of the price. It's everything you actually want to wear, but built to hold up season after season. Hopefully nobody at the office is outfit checking me because I love my Quince sweater so much that I wear it at least a couple times a week. Get your wardrobe sorted and your gift list handled with Quince. Don't wait. Head over to quince.com/wire for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/wire. Free shipping and 365-day returns. That's quince.com/wire today.
A Texas Senate race is already heating up as candidates for both parties jockey for the chance to win the key seat, and some notable names are shaking things up.
Daily Wire political reporter Cameron Arcand joins us to discuss. So, Cameron, there were some big developments this week in this Texas Senate race. A lot of people think this could be pretty tightly contested. What was the major announcement on Monday?
So Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett is jumping into the race. Now, she is a soundbite factory, if you know anything about Jasmine Crockett. So we're going to see some major developments out of this race. Former Congressman Colin Allred dropped out of the race earlier that day, signaling that she was going to potentially get into that race. Now, State Representative James Tallarico is maintaining that he is going to stay in that contest on the Democratic side. Now, obviously, Texas is a red state, but with the 2026 election, Democrats are feeling a little bit cocky right now, feeling that their shot at winning that seat and many others is possible.
Now, if Democrats end up going with Jasmine Crockett at the top of their ticket, that could pose some risks for them in a state like Texas, correct?
Correct. So the NRCC, which is the Republicans' arm of how they, campaign in House races nationally, they are already touting the fact that Crockett could potentially be the Democratic nominee. Now, what that means in terms of down ballot races is, let's say you're a moderate Democrat or you're somebody running for House in a very competitive Texas race. This poses some complicated questions. Will Crockett either perhaps moderate her stances? Will these Democrats campaign with her? Regardless of whether they do that or not, what this does give is it creates a structure where Republicans are going to use Crockett as the standard bearer messenger, even throughout the primary process, even before whether or not she gets the nomination, in terms of tying what she says to those candidates. And we could already start seeing that very, very soon.
Now, what about the Republican side? There's multiple candidates. Who is looking to get into that race?
Yeah, that's right. So it's a very complicated primary right now. We have incumbent Senator John Cornyn, who's been in the office for some time. We also have Attorney General Ken Paxton, as well as Congressman Wesley Hunt. Cornyn is backed by the NRSC, so that's kind of the official Republican arm that defends incumbent senators. Now, we're also seeing, Ken Paxton, Wesley Hunt, and Cornyn all vying for Trump's endorsement, but we haven't seen the president come out and endorse anybody just yet. Now, Hunt and Paxton have said that they believe they are the better person to carry on Trump's agenda in the latter half of his term when those midterms would happen. But there's a very volatile dynamic with that race right now as well. And we'll definitely see with polling right now, it's incredibly close. But hopefully we'll get some more developments on that as the race progresses.
We think of Texas as being a reliably red state. How close is it?
Yeah, so in terms of a general election race, Cook Political Report has this as likely Republican, this race. Now, with that said, with volatile primary dynamics like this on both sides right now, these races can get more complicated. Now, it's important to keep in mind, we have not seen a Democrat in Texas win statewide in a very long time. So the likelihood of seeing a Democrat do that once again would have to create a unique political climate in order for that to successfully happen.
All right. Well, Cameron, thank you so much for coming on. We'll have you back to monitor this race.
Thank you.
The FDA is implementing tougher standards for vaccines, a move riling up the medical establishment.
Here are the details is Daily Wire reporter Amanda Presta-Giacomo. Good morning. So lots of vaccine news recently, but the latest comes from the FDA's vaccine chief, Dr. Vinay Prasad. What is he proposing?
So reports circulated this week about an internal memo from Dr. Prasad proposing an overhaul on how vaccines are evaluated and how they're approved, basically initiating tougher standards. This would reportedly include full randomized clinical trials for even updated or routine vaccines like the flu shot. It would allow for an evaluation of real-world protection, not just antibody levels. And it would also look at side effects and more information on the risk-benefit analysis. Currently, they generally rely on immune response data like antibody levels from smaller groups of people. Now, notably, this memo cited at least 10 children who died after and because of receiving COVID vaccines. That is apparently driving this new direction for tougher vaccine approvals.
Obviously, this is a controversial move here. What sort of reaction have we seen to his proposal?
Well, the medical establishment is not happy. 12 former FDA officials denounced the memo in an editorial, and they claim that it casts doubt on vaccine safety. They claim the new standards reject long-standing science, and they say it'll slow down innovation. Here's former FDA head Dr. Scott Gottlieb defending the old way of doing things.
This has been a long-standing practice. We do it for flu vaccine, we do it in COVID. This allows us to update vaccines as these viral and bacterial strains change and as the composition of the strains change in time to provide protection for the fall respiratory season. If they move away from this, which is what he said they plan to do, we're just not going to be able to update vaccines each season as we've done historically to accommodate whatever the circulating strain is.
All right, so the establishment really digging in here. Have we heard anything from other officials at the FDA or HHS about Prasad's memo?
Yeah, we have. HHS is standing by Dr. Prasad and these new standards. An HHS spokesperson actually took a swipe at this resistance editorial saying, quote, "The fact that these criticisms are coming from former FDA officials who opposed raising the bar for vaccine science confirms that we are on the right track." We also reached out for comment, and HHS Press Secretary Emily Hilliard, she told the Daily Wire that the American people deserve evidence-based science and said that Prasad's email lays out a philosophical framework that points us toward that higher standard. She said that HHS will soon release documents laying out that framework, as well as data confirming how the COVID vaccine resulted in children's deaths that previous leadership failed to properly investigate.
Now, as has been the case seemingly all year, there's news from HHS just kind of streaming out. We have another vaccine update from last week that we wanted to touch on. Give us a quick recap about that hepatitis B recommendation.
Yeah, that's right. The CDC's vaccine panel, known as ACIP, they recommended that the first dose of the hepatitis B vaccine should not be given to all babies immediately after birth. In an 8-3 vote, the panel said that the vaccine should only be given at birth for infants whose mothers test positive for the virus or whose status is unknown. In other cases, parents should talk to their doctors. This recommendation changes up what was standard practice in the U.S. for some 30 years.
All right, so more to come on that front. So one more question before you go. An interesting MAHA change coming to American airports. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we have Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy. He's teaming up with HHS Secretary Kennedy for a new program to effectively MAHA our airports to make them more family-friendly and health-conscious. Duffy is allocating $1 billion to fund the initiative. It's called the Make Travel Family Friendly Again program. He's going to dole out grants to different airports for upgrades like play areas, nursing pods for new mothers, mini gyms or fitness zones, and other health-friendly improvements. Now, Duffy did say that he doesn't want people to get incredibly sweaty or, smelly for their flights, but he did say getting your blood flowing with a few pull-ups could be incredibly beneficial for travelers who are normally left with options of sitting and eating fast food.
Not sure if I'm going to be maxing out on the bench before a flight, but the playground idea I like. Amanda, thanks so much for reporting.
You're welcome.
Thanks for waking up with us. And if you're listening to the show, now you can watch for free on Daily Wire Plus. We'll be back later this evening with more news you need to know.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Running a small business is anything but small. For business owners, it's all-consuming from day one. Every decision feels massive and new challenges arise daily. What makes the biggest difference is having the right platform with all the tools needed for success. That's where Shopify comes in. Shopify's point-of-sale system acts as your unified command center, seamlessly connecting in-store and online operations across up to 1,000 locations. This means customers can shop however they want, whether it's endless aisle browsing, buy online and pick up in the store, or traditional shopping, while your staff has everything they need to close the sale every single time. But here's the real advantage. Since acquiring new customers costs so much, Shopify POS helps you keep the ones you have through personalized experiences and first-party data that gives your marketing team a real edge. Get all the big stuff for your small business right with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period and start selling today at shopify.com/morningwire. Head over to shopify.com/morningwire. Again, that's shopify.com/morningwire.